Soldier of Christ, reporting for duty. How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well and staying safe. Today, I wanted to talk about sort of like self-improvement and it from a Christian perspective. So something I like to start off with is self-improvement in general. And now I'd like to preface by saying this, there is nothing wrong with self-improvement. If anything, self-improvement is great and it's amazing, and Christians should always strive to self-improve. So what I'm talking about though, as far as self-improvement though, is sort of when it becomes an idol. Now, I don't know if anyone has been seeing these videos on the internet ever, like really lightly, but sort of like on my YouTube page, there's like a lot of these sort of like, you know, these bodybuilding videos, and sort of how like, you know, it's sort of like self-improvement, and it's sort of like, you know, like, oh, there would be like an example of like, you know, a guy getting rejected by a girl or something, and it would be like, you know, it would then cut to like bodybuilders working out with like, you know, kind of like this this like loud dance music, and it would just show the workers, or it would show the bodybuilders sort of like working out, and you know, them doing self-improvement, saying like, oh, you don't need that girl, oh, you know, just improve yourself, don't focus on sort of like, you know, finding a wife or anything like that. And well, yeah, videos like that are great. A lot of the problems in today's society though is like self-improvement is sort of like people are starting to make an idol of it. Again, with sort of like, there's like a business perspective, and it's sort of like, you know, grind in your 20s, build in your 30s, and sort of like relax and coast in your 40s, or something such as that. I don't know if I'm getting that completely correct. But sort of like when we work so much on that self-improvement, it's, to us Christians, in some ways, it's sort of like a scam. And what I mean by that is, you know, of course, as Christians, you know, Jesus is supposed to be like our number one thing that we, you know, think about, speak about, and sort of like what our life revolves around. And when we're so busy, you know, trying to self-improve and watching like all these self-improvement videos and self-improvement, and reading all these self-improvement books, and reading how, you know, we can be the best person we can be, it kind of like, you know, neglects us from really connecting with God, because we're so focused on lifting ourselves higher and sort of raising ourselves to the best standard we can be. Again, there's nothing wrong with self-improving. It's a great thing, and it should always be something we should strive for, but it's very bad for Christians to have such a large focus on it, when they could be, you know, focusing on promoting God instead of sort of like promoting themselves. For example, I just recently left my internship, but you know, there was this one person that was like an employee at the internship I was working at, and you know, she was listening to, this was a few months ago, but she would sometimes listen to like this self-improvement audiobook, such as like, you know, oh, like, you know, erase all the negative thoughts in your mind, erase it, you know, write down a list of things that you want to do, and things you can't think you can do, and, you know, and write like, you know, an X next to it, because, you know, they're all wrong. You can actually do all of this, and, you know, kind of like trying to like psych up the listener of the audiobook, or psych up the reader to saying, yeah, I can do this, you know, I can do anything that I put my mind to, and anything such as that. And again, it's good to have this positive motivation, but a lot of times it's more of just it's sort of like a snake oil salesman. Like, you think you're getting, you know, something so meaningful out of this self-improvement, but really it's not that beneficial. It's really like they're just, you know, selling you stuff that you already had, and selling you just sort of like, you know, kind of just like a little bit of a hype person. When Jesus is so much more than that. You know, when we focus on Jesus isn't about isn't necessarily about like promoting us. It's about promoting Jesus so other people can come to Jesus, and so they can have a relationship with him. And we focus so much on thinking, oh, I gotta make a business, I gotta grind in my 20s, I have to build in my 30s, and I have to relax in my 40s because I want to retire at a ripe age, and I want to leave my children with something, and I want to just overall live the best life I can have. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with working hard and creating a business and sort of like doing all those things I said. But the thing is, when you sort of have this self-improvement mindset, it's all about me, 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 and it's not about Jesus. Like when we focus on that, there's no room for God. It's like, well, there might be room for God, but he like sort of like comes second, and it's like, wait, God, let me make sure that I'm good, and then I'll do whatever you want afterwards. I just got to make sure that I'm good, I'm perfect, and then whatever you want, well, I can do that then. And then it's sort of like, you make yourself an idol. And that's something people might not necessarily say all the time. People are like, oh, sometimes, people make money their idol. They might make a certain celebrity their idol. They might make something like one of the possessions they have an idol. But not a lot of people say something such as like, they make themselves an idol, because a lot of times people don't think of it. And it's so easy to like sort of like get into that mindset and to make yourself an idol, because today's society, you look into anything like such as like marketing, you can go to like some highly populated areas with like advertising everywhere you turn, such as like New York City, and it's all about promoting like this is you deserve this, you're the best, and here, try our product to to show that to other people that you are the best. And it shows like a beautiful model on it, and saying like oh, this lady could be you, this lady can be you if you just try like this moisturizer, and everyone can see just how truly beautiful you are. It's really damaging to see that, because when you sort of like get into that mindset, like okay, how can I make myself better, it's again trying to improve yourself and not trying to improve how people think about Jesus and improve their relationship with him. So the thing is, we have to sort of make our identity to be a Christian. We can't say that we practice Christianity. We have to say we're Christian, because when we practice Christianity, it's like we sort of like make it into maybe like just a religion, that something that we just go to church every Sunday and that's it. But when we become a Christian, that's when we can sort of have the mindset of how we're able to serve God, how we can follow Jesus, and to not follow our own mindset, and to follow sort of like this self-improvement scam that we've been taught for a while now. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I hope it's made sense and it was at least slightly coherent. If you'd like to maybe more content like this, please perhaps consider subscribing, maybe leaving a like or dislike, and maybe commenting down below if you would like to speak more. And yeah, that's all I have. Thank you so much. So until next time, soldier of Christ.